Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. So the last few months I've been doing a few videos from my office and there are quite a few books in behind. I've had lots of questions regarding the books, kind of what I'd recommend, what are my favourites. So I thought this week I would talk through my favourite three books, and I'm going to do my favourite three golf ones and then my favourite three that are non-golf but I think they can help you golf. So this video is going to be the golf ones. I have loads information, and the golf swing is so complex and people's ideas are so complex. All of the books, and I'll read a book, and some books can be really good, some can be average, some can be in the middle, but you'll always find a little piece of information in there that maybe you haven't considered before, maybe a drill in there that you think, well, I've been doing this drill, which is, we're talking the same thing, but this drill is slightly better, or it might be good for a person that can't get on with the initial drill that I've been prescribing and actually prefer. So sometimes, yeah, just having lots of information there. So none of these books would I say, oh, this is my swing method and this is the model I use, because like I say, I like to take the information. All the books have good in them. Some have good concepts that are lacking in a few areas, but again, once you start to build up the bigger picture with all of it, I mean, as a golf coach, and obviously I need to understand it, not only just individual swings, but like the whole structure of it, so I can look at different students with completely different swings and still give them the same service. So again, for me, I need all of that information, but I've picked out a few of my favorites. So let's start. Number one, this one, quite an old book now, The Plain Truth for Golfers. So it's Jim Hardy, so he does 1 and 2 plane sort of swings. I read this one pretty soon after I turned pro. Really like the concepts in it, that not everybody swings it the same, but things match each other. So looking at it almost as the swing as a load of components, and certain things go with certain other things. So I like to use the analogy now, like if I've got a bowl of soup and there's too much salt in it, adding more salt is going to make the issue worse. And it's not that I have an issue with salt, it's just in this instance there's too much of one thing, and that can happen a lot in the golf swing. So actually trying to balance things out, and sometimes that's not a case of going, oh, I need to make it look perfect, or I need to make it look like a certain tour pro I like. It's actually trying to create some balance. So I really like this one, and that he's moved on, and this is very model based, so you're either one or the other. He's actually moved on and kind of saying how it all picks in together now. So yeah, I kind of like the concepts in there. The second one, and this one might be a little bit of a surprise to some, maybe not to others, Stack and Tilt Swing. So this one, see, Bennett and Plumer. So Stack and Tilt, it gets some good press, it gets some bad press. I like this book, not necessarily for the models in it. I like the way that they describe how you should go about golf, trying to look at principles and saying, well, if not every player is doing it, then by definition that's not a principle. So I quite like how this book actually challenges some things that are seen as gold standard in golf coaching and in swing mechanics. I quite like the drills in here, but yeah, it's not so much the model, and you can certainly take things from the model. This is a good example, just like the previous book. A model can be very much one side of the continuum. So like, I've spoken to Stack and Tilt coaches, and they're not trying to teach you it in that far end or how it might read in the book, but you can certainly, if you're too much to the other side, take some of those components. But in that, I like how they talk about ball control, how strike is so important. So again, it's a good read, and you'll get a lot of people that kind of judge Stack and Tilt, but regardless if you like what they do, I mean, it is a really good book to read. And this is a great example of a book that I think a lot of people would leave because they go, well, I don't like what they talk about. But actually, by reading it, I mean, I certainly learned a few things, and a few things that I could sort of add into my coaching. I'm starting to struggle to speak, so let's move on to number 3. Every shot counts. So every shot counts. Mark Brody. So he uses strokes gained, so a lot of you might know about strokes gained putting. But the kind of the principles behind strokes gained is universal across golf, so you can apply it to driving, iron play, short game, and putting. So this is a really good read for somebody that maybe's plateaued and is got a bit confused with their golf and can't quite work out how to move it on to the next level. Because with golf, it can be quite difficult to actually work out what component or what area in your swing, or sorry, what area in your game is actually resulting in you not shooting the scores you want to shoot. And it's not always as clear cut. Putting always gets most of the blame, and people think, well, if I hold every putt, I would shoot a lower score. I mean, the statement is correct, but usually that's not possible. So the strokes gained actually kind of works out where should you be for each location, kind of takes away the patterning in golf. So obviously if you bogey a hole, it could have been because of the drive, the approach, the short game, or the putt. So it kind of starts to break them down and actually starts to work out what areas are contributing well and what aren't working so well. So yeah, I like this book. It's a great example in this book. He's talking to Justin Rose about his short game, and Justin Rose says, well, if I improve my short game, I will be better. And I'll see, obviously trying to push to the very elite. I mean, the world #1 status. I mean, Justin Rose is already exceptionally good, so he's really trying to find that 1-2% to get better. Justin thought short game was the answer. The strokes gained stuff showed that Justin Rose's short game was unbelievable, pretty much, if not the best in the world. So that's probably not somewhere he needed to be targeting. He needed to find somewhere else. So again, yeah, very, very good book. It can be a little complicated, but the book is written very well. So yeah, read it. And if you're somebody that goes strokes gained goes over my head, in reading the book, you might just find a few things that you go, oh yeah, maybe that's where I've been going wrong. I need to change my practice a bit, or change how I've been hitting strategy-wise. So yeah, it's 3 very good books. So like I say, I've got hundreds of them, but these are the 3 I've picked out. I think they're both, all 3 are slightly different from each other. They give a slightly different purpose, but good books, and knowledge is good. So yeah, if you're somebody that reads a lot of instructional books, let me know. Get some comments down below. What's your favourite one? Who's read those ones? All 3 or just one of them? What did you think of them? Especially this one. This one's a bit of a hot topic one. I mean, some people tend to have strong views on it. So have you read it, or have you deliberately ignored it? I'd like to hear what you've got to say. Hope to catch you soon.